What a remarkable year she's had too. Incredible. She hasn't missed a final series yet this season.
Crazy, huh?
And in the back half of the year, she really caught fire. A win at G-Land, a third-place finish at El Salvador, and in Rio, the last stop, she finished second place to Carissa Moore. Tia's sitting a little deeper than Joanne. She's going to take this first ride, pushing for the inside position, and she'll try and make the most of it, get some speed up. And now the wave starts to back off. She goes to that first turn. Keeps that down the line transition happening. Doing a lot of work to find the open face down the line here, and this one just pushes her away as she tries to round that final corner and get some open face to work with.
It's so hard to pump with your heel edge like that.
The current world number 2 with a heat win here clinches her spot in the WSL Final 5. As she loads up, now steps back on the tail and looks to unload on this first turn. Nice swoop there, cuts it right down into the bowl, back up into the top of the wave for another critical hit. Now mixing it up with the layback jam, just the 3 maneuvers, but a solid, clean combination.
Yeah, and that's that combination of major moves, right? I mean, that was down the point a little bit. There was big 3 sections that she was able to do 3 different style of carves.
She's a very good chance at making the final 5, but she can make sure of it with this performance. And the fact that she was able to sink these rails, Pete, and surf with no nerves at all on this ride is a really good indication of just how confident she's feeling at the moment.
Yeah, and I actually have never really seen her have nerves, to be honest. I mean, literally, I've watched her compete, and from the very rookie year, she looked like one of those surfers that, and she's always constantly working on her craft, getting better and better, figuring out where those holes are. She's changed her equipment around, and that's kind of been helping her in the consistency. But look at just this beautiful arcs, and then this one here going with the arm on the layback arc, where that back arm stays back. So again, different approaches into the lip, and she was loving it. And we're still waiting on this score. Again, this is the first real, it's an important score to put in there and put the right scale.
And Tia gets herself another ride here, draws off the bottom. That's a bit more like it. Strong opening maneuver, back up into the pocket again. There's that solid backhand that Pete Mel was talking about, but this wave starting to reel off through impossibles. And she's trapped inside that tube. 6.83 for Defay on her opening ride. And it takes a lot. Mentally, it's a lot to overcome, as we see Joanne now looking for a backup score to go with that 6.83. It's a quick wave, a smaller one, but she's too smart a competitor. She knows the value in getting a couple of good scores on and putting some pressure on this wild card. Nice hook in the pocket there, a foamy section to deal with. But she's not giving up on this wave, Pete.
Jeez. That was amazing. I mean, you had mentioned, the major sponsors she has picked up this season with O'Neill. And total here, let's watch the replay again. First turns, and she was talking about how she's so excited to win G-Land, but what about winning J-Bay? And with surfing like this, she could easily do this. Very, very speedy, has that kind of zest in her turns. The equipment looks glued to her feet. There's this next section. This is where she completely disappears. And the judges will eat that up because that is a complete barrel.
Yeah, we haven't seen from the women too many barrel rides today, so it'll be interesting to see where this goes. That first section, super shallow, didn't get a lot of cover, but made up for it here.
Yeah, and that was where she completely disappears from view. In that angle from the judges' tower, you're gone for a long period of time.
We'll have a look at this wall standing up for Tia. Uses that priority. Easy call for her. This wave has a great line on it, but she's going to have to get going now after this big committed turn. And she does manage to find that transition, get back to that open face, but now this wall's stretching out and unlikely that she's going to get around it. So again, taking that wave a long way down the line, and it's not really going to help her situation. She was after a 9.93, or just something better than the 3.17 to give herself a better shot here. And it's a good opportunity to get reconnected with this wave and prove to the field that you're the surfer capable of banking those big, excellent scores. Here goes Joanne now, taking that opportunity. Nice swoop to get started. Up into the pocket again. This wave already sort of starting to taper off, but she's going to stick with it. And maybe she won't better her position here. She's going to take that one right through to the inside.
I mean,
and won't go into the top 2.
If you wanted to nitpick, that's probably a bit of a mistake.
We'll have a look at this thing standing up. One of the biggest set waves, and so far she's read it nicely, just concentrating on getting to that open face. Now the wave's going to start to slow up a bit. She'll get that opportunity to go to turns. Reefs through that first backhand carve, off the top, and sets up this second maneuver. Swing that board through the move. This wave's starting to steepen. And Tia throws everything at it, but can't ride out. And she really did have to put it on the line there. She needed that big turn. She also needed the finish. Unfortunately, didn't find it.
Yeah, that was a tough one. I mean, and what a wave, though. I mean, that's just all you ask for in those situations is the opportunity. She was given the opportunity. She charged it, went for it, just couldn't quite pull it off. So, great learning experience for Tia.
You know, we know that you've got to be really perfect and get those big critical turns in if you're going to get into the excellent range, and she fell short there. Johanne Defay, she has clinched her spot in the WSL Final 5, and she will get a shot at a world title come September.